It's time now for the Peter Channel New News Report on this Friday afternoon, October 28th, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I your 12 noon news headlines. Top story at the 12 noon hour on this Friday afternoon is those battleground state polls that paint such a grim picture of Donald Trump's prospects against Hillary Clinton, as most Republican insiders don't believe they're actively capturing Trump's true level of support. Washington, U.S. economic growth accelerated last quarter, easing fears of a new-term slowdown, but doing a little to change the trajectory of a long but weak expansion. The Bundy brothers remain in jail Friday following a dramatic acquittal a day early in the courtroom that erupted into chaos after an attorney yelled at the judge for release, resulting in being subdued with a stun gun and arrested. Concerns about a Friday night episode in which Mike Pence's campaign plane skidded off the runway while landed at LaGuardia Airport on Thursday night were quickly assessed as journalists aboard the aircraft reported that the Republican vice president. Syrian government forces near the embattled cities of Aleppo, Syria on Tuesday as the city, once the most populous in the country, have been decided to summon the heaviest fight in the nearly 6-year civil war. The Illinois Senate race was already likely out of the reach of the Republicans, and now comments that incumbent GOP Senator Mark Kirk made his challenge to heritage and military service are making it much harder. The past couple of weeks have seen the U.S. and Chinese warships hold maneuvers in the South China Sea, and the president of the country, that's the U.S., says, and the U.S. envoy said China will be more and more in its future. Reykjavik, Iceland. The past few years have been stormy for Iceland, a country threatened by volcanoes and brought low by bankers. China's Communist Party chief Xi Jinping reads the great all people as China's Z said to maintain prudent monetary policy, control asset bubbles. A landmark legal challenge against Brexit had been rejected by the High Court in Belfast. Two separate proceedings, one by a party group of MLAs and another from victims' campaigners Raymond McCord, were heard earlier this month. South of Bismarck, North Dakota, the Center for the Dakota Access Pipeline is heated up, and protesters say they won't back down. Vice President Joe Biden is being considered for the Secretary of State of job if Hillary Clinton becomes president, U.S. media are reporting. Elmhurst, Queens, a baby struck by a van in Queens Friday morning as added. Law enforcement authorities said that the driver of the van was backing up when it hit a stroller, holding an 8-month-old, the source said. Manila, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, known for his profound laced diatribes against the heads of the church of the state, said he promised God he will stop cursing. Moscow, Ukraine headquarters released what it says are 1,000 emails and other materials from a senior criminal official. Manila, Philippines, a Philippine man was accused by President Rodrigo Duterte of drug dealing was shot to death by police Friday. Hobart, Australia, the UN said Friday an agreement to establish the world's largest marine sector in the Antarctica's Ross Sea has been reached after 5 years of negotiations. Seoul, the United States, South Korea, and agreed to strengthen sanctions against North Korea, quote, exports as part of the coordinated measures exert pressure on Pyongyang. Bogota, the Colombian government chief negotiator with the EL and said that the agreeable group's last hostage will be released soon, which will allow the peace talks to begin. Washington, the Obama administration announced new rules that help students get their federal education loans forgiven in case of fraud and misconduct by the school. Washington, the UPRC voted a daily presidential tracking poll for Friday shows Hillary Clinton lead and Donald Trump by less than 2 percentage points. Washington, Hillary Clinton raised $101 million in the first 90 days of October, far exceeding Donald Trump with a majority of it going to the Democrats across the country. Chester Township, Pennsylvania, 2 freight trains crashed head-on in Chester Township, Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia, injuring 4 people, officials said. Washington, President Obama granted the number 98 commutation of prison sentences, bringing this number of sentences committed to 872, the White House announced. Mansfield, local property tax rates are going down this year, but since property values are rapidly increasing, tax bills in many cases will be going up. Selectmen approved a split tax rate Wednesday of $15.02 for residential property and $20.08 for commercial, industrial, and personal property. That's down from $14.41 and $20.58 respectively. According to the Board of Assessors calculation, that would have translated to a total of 54 cents decrease in an annual tax bill for a house bound of median $384,500, but a small commercial property value about $494,000 would mean a tax at about $526 for a large industrial property valued at $22 million, resulting in an increase of $4,036 in the annual tax bill. Selectmen voted to base the year's tax calculation at $90,000 in a new growth in tax revenue amount budgeted. At the meantime, meaning in the rally, new growth exceeded that figure about $235,000. The board decided to use a lower figure, however, it's saying by a large proportion of the amount due to a personal property which eventually will be written out of off by businesses. Seekong, a 21-year-old businessman, has been sentenced to 2 years of federal prison for sex trafficking with 2 young teenagers involved at a Seekong motel. Fitchburg, Massachusetts, a master's woman who wanted to connect with a drug-related homicide in Maine has been ordered held on $1 million cash bail and a fugitive from just discharge. The Sentinel Enterprise reports that T.L. Ludwig and Lemonster also stand in an extradition waiver to court appearance on Thursday. Main police stated the 23-year-old Ludwig is a suspect in the death of a Douglas murder whose body was found October 16 in a car in Sherman, Maine. Boston, the government has issued new rules meant to help students get their federal loans raised in cases involving fraud and misconduct by their schools. Uber drivers are workers, resident and self-employed contractors go to Real Employment Tribunal in the UK is the landmark win for workers' rights in the so-called gig economy where platform giants have sought to minimize costs. ExxonMobil Corporation ended an investigation for Howard and the values of the oil and gas wells on Fridays may be forced to recognize that nearly one-fifth of the reserves are no longer profitable to produce as sound and told that low prices are taking. New York digital industry company General Electric has confirmed that in a discussion with oilfield services producer Baker Hughes about potential partnerships funded on an outright purchase of the company. Spending first profits Amazon and investors at odds again. Washington. BAE Systems has signed a contract with General Dominic Selected Board for the production of Virginia Payroll modular troops of Virginia-class submarines. Onto Virginia, the U.S. National Geospatial Intelligence Agency accepts CACI to promote airborne intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance services. Canberra, Australia. Sabah signed a $25 million contract to shipbuilding and Frontier to provide integrated combat systems on the Australian Navy's two new replenishment ships. Manchester, New York, a new lightweight night vision binocular goggle that increases low light capability and helps readers' eye fatigue has been launched by Harris Corporation. Alright. After years of negotiations, the nation had reached an agreement and established the world's largest marine sanctuary in Antarctica's Ross Sea. Dinosaur fossils aren't always the minimized remnants of bones. Every now and then, you'll get an impression of footprint on the trace outlines of the fabric of the armor wing. Yep's EXO Mars lander gauge out of the grid at 1.6 feet deep and nearly 8 feet wide. When it crashed into the wet planet's surface last week, a new photo by Masso. Mars orbiter reveals the common swift most of its life in the air, according to new research. Fine lines creep across your face and inevitable aches and pains that come to you eventually years of your life. Most when delayed at the present time's age, and new research is just a simple answer: eat your greens, which is broccoli. Women have been taking hormone pills and using IUDs for decades, yet there has been little that men can do besides wearing condoms against vasectomies. A California woman has been awarded more than $70 million to she claimed the lawsuit that Johnson & Johnson baby powder caused her cancer. A new study reported by ID Week 2016 confirms that dangerous bacteria patient wounds can end up in nurses' scrub uniforms. That is likely not to surprise a new finding to anyone who are working in healthcare, but the study has interesting twists. A former Alexandria, Virginia resident was charged Thursday with water research and fraud after falsifying an application while working at a local advocacy group, prosecutors said. Eric Garner's daughter realized she was a pawn in the Clinton campaign. Hillary Clinton returned an hour state to help Barack Obama in the White House, but one has proven troublesome for the potential contender. On Thursday, Hillary Clinton packaged a major new school policy proposal to accept from the rival Donald Trump. Donald Trump made no apologies to the growing list of people that had attempted to bully since the launch of his hate-filled campaign. Alright, look at the stocks now. Up 71.7 points at 18,241.38. SP 5 up 5.41 points at 2,130.45. Nasdaq up 6.57 points at 5,222.54. European markets, DAX 20.89 points, Standard 10.696.19, FTSE up 9.69 points at 6,996.26, and CAC up 51 points at 4,548.58. Asian markets up 109.99 at 17,446.41, Shanghai down 7.27 points at 3,105.08, and HSI down 177.54 at $22,954.81. Oil markets down 50 cents at 49.22, Brent down 45 cents at 50.02, and natural gas up 3,000 points at 3.101. Gold markets down 1.10 at 1268.47. Up 26,000 points at 17.665, and copper up 27,000 points at 2.1905. Bonds, US up 9,000 points at 1.852%, bond 10 years up 3,000 points at 0.168%, and Japanese 10 years up 7,000 points at below 0.005. FX bonds. European US dollar up 46,000 points at 1.0994. US dollar Japanese yen up 900 points at 105.37, and Great Britain US dollar down 5,000 points at 1.2156. Alright, let us take a look at the commodities. Wheat 4.9 down 5.5. Soybean 1,010 down 4.25. Corn 3.56 3/4 down 3/4. Sugar 22.24 down 35 cents. Coffee 160.20 up $1.40. Cotton 7.83 up $1.07. Breakfast 10.285 down 135,000 point, and cocoa 2,754 up 22. Live cattle 105.375 up 225,000 point. Leanox, 45.85, up 475, thousand point, and empty kettle, 118.725, up 20 cents. All right. Taking a look at New England incident alerts at 12:10. In St. Johnsbury, Vermont, there was a working ass fire at Elm Street and Portland Street, and there was mutual aid assistance. And up in New Hampshire, there was a motor vehicle crash with rollover Route 11 westbound, mile meter 120. There was a way station in rollover. There were no injuries. Traffic was affected due to the removal of a single vehicle. Heavy downpours caused the hydroplaning crash. Peter Chill News on 12:10. Time out for sports report tonight. The North Lancers football team will be taking on the Hanover Indians at Hanover at the MIA Division III South quarterfinal round. The Big 12 announced Friday that the championship game will return next season to match the top two teams in conference standings. And before the 2016-17 season tipped off, Boston Celtics big man Emir Johnson asked how the team might technically advance to the next level. Peter Chill News time is 12:10 on this Friday afternoon, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Baby, let's have MTD where someone has to forward space in Mount Laser to traffic. Someone has to Detroit to the cruise ship. I'm in an 88 Black Mountain Pier Connect Norman Avenue, and someone has to experience in Mount Laser to traffic. All right, let's take a look at the commuter rail where the Worcester train followed. 9:10:15 outbound is operating 5:10 minutes Bay and skills between Back Bay and Worcester to track work. Please put all Worcester. Lines in inbound pub with the stop over at Ashland and Worcester line train may experience 5 to 15 minutes delayed to slippery rail and truck work. Individual train alerts to be sent as needed. Providence train 8:18, 11:10 a.m. from Providence operating 5:10 minutes Bay and skills between Edinburgh South Station to Amtrak train traffic. All right, looking at the highways and byways of New England on this Friday. 95 on the northbound side, it's a little slow around the Stamford stretch. 130 to the westbound side of Newport Bridge, a little slow. 395 on the southbound side, a little slow towards Norwich. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow in downtown Providence. Route 3 on the southbound side, it is backed up from 3 in Kings to the 44 in Plymouth. 495 on the northbound side, it is backed up around 126 in Bellingham. 120 on the northbound side, it is backed up after Route 95 out in Peabody. 120 on the southbound side, it is backed on the Peabody stretch. Mass barrier change with 290. In Albany, it's a little slow. 291 is 91 is southbound side, back to around 291 and 57 in Springfield. Every turn back on the southbound side, it is back to Manchester stretch. 93 on the northbound side, back to the Interstate 89 and Concord. 89 on the southbound side, it is a little slow just around Wilson stretch. And hit breaks again on the southbound side, 89 at the Canadian border in Vermont. All the way 55 southbound side, back to Sunset Quebec towards Vermont. Interstate 87 on the southbound side, back from Route 11 Champlain. All the way 59 on the northbound side, it is backed up in southern Quebec towards Montreal. And down in Albany, highways out looking good. But New York State 3 eastbound side, it is slow around the Utica and Herkimer stretches. Peter Chill News time, 12:12 on this Friday afternoon, and it is time now for a weather report. It is overcast and a windy afternoon. Right now, we have a temperature of 49 degrees with a humidity 84%, dew point about 45, and then pressure 9.79 inches. And out around the Mansfield Airport, it's 49 degrees, the humidity of 43%. Winds east northeast at 2 miles, humidity 1%, and barometric pressure accumulation 0.29 inches, and barometric pressure 29 to 83 inches. All right, let's take a look at our current conditions around the region. It's 48 in Boston, 47 in Bedford, 52 in Beverly, it's 46 in Fitchburg, 41 in Worcester, 48 in Norwood, 48 in Plymouth, and North Bedford, it's 52 in Provincetown, 54 in Chatham, and Nantucket, it's 50 out of Falmouth, and Martha's Vineyard, it's 49 in Montauk, 48 in Nislet, New York, and Bridgeport, New Haven, it's 43 in Denbury and Waterbury, 46 in Meriden, Connecticut, 45 in Hartford, and Winslow, and Springfield, Mass, 43 in Orange, Massachusetts, 39 in North Island, it's 37 in Pittsfield, Mass, 41 in Albany, New York, it's 39 in Silver Springs, it's 39 in Rutland, Vermont, Bennington, and Brattleboro, Vermont, it's 37 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, it's 43 in Keene, New Hampshire, 41 in Jeff, New Hampshire, 46 in Nashua, Manchester, and Corrigan, New Hampshire, 45 in Laconia, New Hampshire, 56 in Portland, New Hampshire, 50 degrees up in Bolton, Maine. All right, looking at the surface map around the country shows a stage front stretching from California all the way up, merging in the cold front in Nevada with a low pressure around Utah, and merged with the stage front from Utah, stretching all the way up to Montana, merged with the cold front of North Dakota with a low pressure out in North Dakota, a big front of mine stretching from the Dakotas all the way down into Mexico, parallel low pressures with a front of mine from southern Quebec and all the way down into southern Maine, and a pink and a warm front down the Gulf of Maine, merged with a stage front from North Dakota, curving all the way down for the plain states around the mid-south region and around in the Carolinas, and merging with a low pressure off the Gulf of Maine. While we got a low pressure with a pink and cold front off Southern California and a cold, warm and stage front off the Washington, Oregon, and Northern California coastlines here. And we got high pressure ridges in the Southern California and down the Four Quarter region and Alabama and Eastern Ohio. 45 degrees on temperature out of Detroit, 46 in Pittsburgh, 57 in Washington, D.C. 69 degrees out of Atlanta, Georgia, 78 in Miami, Florida, 71 in Brownsville, Texas, 68 in Dallas, Texas, 65 in Kansas City, Missouri, 51 in St. Louis, 47 in Chicago, 50 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 62 in Omaha, Nebraska. It is 47 in Great Falls, Montana, 52 in Seattle, 62 in San Francisco, 65 in LA, and Las Vegas, it's 65 in Salt Lake City, 63 in Denver, 70 in Phoenix, and 55 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right, let's take a look at the radar. And we're seeing some, zooming you out a little bit closer because we're seeing a few spritz of rain showers around the northern area of Brooklyn, Massachusetts, around Abington and around Avon and Holbrook. And a little line of rain showers stretching from Norfolk all the way out to Millis and Halston and up into Ashland and Hopkins and up into Southburg and then up into Littleton and stretching west of Shrewsbury and up to Grafton and up north into Sterling and Leominster. And another line of rain showers stretching from Oxford, Massachusetts, stretching all the way up in Athlone, Mass. And a little line of rain showers from Mills Falls and up into Gill, Mass. And up in the southwestern New Hampshire around Vernon. And zooming you out a little bit, and it shows a line of rain showers stretching from central New Hampshire, stretching into southern Maine, from Wells, Maine, all the way up to the Maine coast with some sleet and snow showers stretching up to northern New Hampshire, mixing with rain from northern New Hampshire, seeing some snow and sleet from northwestern and the north central portions of Maine, around Moosehead Lake region of Maine, and seeing some rain, sleet, and snow mixed around Millinock and around Lincoln, Maine, and at the southern New Brunswick. And a little line of rain showers stretching all the way out to the southern New Brunswick and the western Nova Scotia. A little line of rain, sleet, and snow showers in eastern Nova Scotia. And a little line of rain showers northeast of Syracuse, New York. And a little line of snow showers stretching between Ithaca and Utica, New York. And a little line of rain showers stretching over the northeastern Mexican coast and up the southern Texas coast. And a line of rain showers around western Cuba. And a line of rain showers coming much of California up into Nevada and Utah and the southern Idaho and then on western Wyoming. And a line of rain showers by Montana and snow sleeted rain showers from Alberta stretching in central portions of Alberta. And a line of snow showers stretching from western Manitoba. And a line of rain showers from western Washington coastline. And a line of rain showers from northern Minnesota and Wisconsin and up in the UP and Michigan and up in the western Ontario. Alright, let's take a look at the satellite loop, and it shows line of clouds coming in much of the New England region with a line of clouds covering New Hampshire, Maine, and around the Canadian Maritimes. Line of clouds from the western Great Lakes all the way down on the west coast, and line of patchy clouds from Manitoba down coming to northern Ontario, and a line of clouds from Alberta down for eastern British coming down to central Saskatchewan. Alright, that is take a look at what is going on in the tropics. Seymour is now a tropical depression. But disturbance number one. This time showers and thunderstorms over the northwestern Caribbean Sea, the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, associated with a broad area of low pressure located about 100 miles north of the coast of Honduras, while the system is producing winds in the near gale force of the north of the center. Development is not expected due to strong upper level winds and lows forecast to move a little in the next few days. Low heavy rainfall is possible across portions of the eastern Yucatan Peninsula, Cuba, the Cayman Islands, and Jamaica throughout the weekend. Formation checks for 4 hours. And Fridays, 0% in layers. And Seymour has disappeared. Alright, let us take a look at the forecast discussion. Low pressure will continue to intensify. It moves slowly offshore today. As balance temperatures and less wind will return on Saturday as high pressure ridge moves across the area. Low pressure approaches Sunday with period of rain possible in the afternoon and evening, and high pressure delivers dry by cooler weather Monday. Temperatures moderate Tuesday as high moves offshore, with Wednesday likely being the mildest day next week. A dry cold front edges and a cooler air mass late next week. Low pressure appears to be just off Cape Ann at 10 a.m. and light come ahead rain showers have largely moved out of South New England for the time being. As low strength has been moves eastward, we could see parts of northeastern Massachusetts get a few more showers with this. Winds across much of the southern New England out of the northwest down, with the exception of being across the coast of Maine, Massachusetts, where winds are transition from southwest to north as the low moves farther offshore. Expect winds to shift in the northwest. Gusty winds continue today, but should remain below wind advisory criteria for most, having extended wind advisory in coastal Essex County, mainly the Cape Ann area. In fact, this evening as winds increase again But as a shockwave moves out at the upper level, flow made some adjustment in the wind and gust and temperature to bring just more in line with the current trends and expectations of the weather. The forecast is on track. Today will be a transition day. Lower pressure will be continued to the deepening and moves in the Massachusetts Bay and the western Gulf of Maine this morning. As short-range models continue to signal and oscillation H5 cutoff low with surface temperatures which will be slow to move east. As second shortwave will trade across this upper level feature this afternoon, which will be another surge of strong northwest wind across the eastern waters as well as Cape Cod and Islands. Winds will pick up again toward the evening traffic, extending the wind advisory in the evening with an additional surge of strong winds across the Cape and Islands. This shortwave may also bring some patchy light rain toward the evening across portions of Cape Ann and out of Cape Cod. As H5 cutoff low moves across the clouds, while lingering throughout most of the day. Looks like there is some to be breaks in the clouds across the western Massachusetts and the north central Connecticut and south coastal Rhode Island. As the influence of the upper low loosens its grip there. Expect today's highs to occur this morning, ranging from 40 to 45 across higher in the train. To up to mid and upper 50s across the east coast Massachusetts, range will remain steady or slowly fall from the midway onward as cooler works in. And if you're going to venture at Hanover tonight by the North Lancers, Hanover Indians football MIA playoff quarterfinal game expected to be 44 degrees with overcast skies at 7 p.m. So go Lancers! And World Series forecast game 3 at Wrigley Field, Chicago between the Cubs and Indians. 60 degrees with overcast skies at 7 p.m. Chicago time, which is 8 o'clock our time. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Tonight, this afternoon, most clouds got about 50 degrees. West about 40 miles gust to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, most clouds got about 37 degrees. Northwest about 7 and 14 miles gust to 29 miles an hour. For Saturday, Puttas got about 58 degrees. Southwest about 5 to 9 miles an hour. Saturday night, most clouds got about 50 degrees. West about 6 miles an hour. Sunday, slight touch of rain after 1 p.m. Most clouds got about 61 degrees. West about 5 miles gust and chance prediction 20%. Saturday night, a chance rain may before 1 a.m. Most clouds got about 38 degrees. Chance prediction 40%. Monday, most clouds how about 52, about 35 degrees. Tuesday, most clouds got about 37, about 45 degrees. Wednesday, Sunday podcast got about 60, about 45 degrees. And for Thursday, podcast got about 61 degrees. Peter, what a phrase of the afternoon. A cloudy and a windy and a raw day and tap. Peter will be of a good afternoon, good positive, and I'll see you at 3 o'clock for a 3 o'clock afternoon news report. Will be of a good afternoon and go Lancers!